So I'm getting ready to go drive down to Crestone for a uh, 3-day conference. It's called Know Yourself Through Past Life Regressions and Consciousness Training. It's the two main people who are putting this on is Paula Harris, who's a world-renowned journalist, investigative journalist in UFOs and ETs, and then also Sarah Breskman Cosme, who is also, she's a QHHT level 3 practitioner. And so y'all know that I'm a QHHT practitioner. I also am a Colorado MUFON field investigator. So this is all right up my alley. I'm so excited to go. I'm going to go spend the night at some friend's house in outside of Walsenburg. And then we'll drive to Crestone in the morning for the conference. I'm hoping that they let me film inside of it. If not, we're doing for 2 nights. We're doing a night watch for UFOs. I'm hoping that we do the CE5 protocols. But anyway, I'll let you know, and we'll see you there. Bye. So I stayed here outside Walsenburg. Crestone's about 45 minutes straight over those mountains, but it takes 2 hours to get there from here. This is the guest house at my friend Doug and Sherry's, and their house is up there, but it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, on my way. Okay, we are here.
We're here.
Hi, Doug.
Hey.
Hi, Sherry. Annie.
Watch the branches.
So excited.
How you doing, Jeff? How's it going? Good to see you.
There's everybody here. Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, good.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Good to see you.
So,
Cheers.
if you need help, Paula said if I want to help sell her books, that's fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully the people will buy them without her signature.
Yes.
So she
I
didn't
could,
pre-sign any.
I could call her over FaceTime and have her
Air
use
sign.
my
Air sign them, yeah, there you go.
automatic writing.
We brought our special chairs.
I love it. I love the
We both have scoliosis.
Oh, okay.
Those chairs. the first couple
There's
of
Sarah over there.
years, it was an
Paula couldn't make it because she has got something to do with her pancreas. She's got pancreas surgery, so she couldn't make it here. But here's the venue, and I will record more here in a minute.
Getting back to our ancient past. Well, you guys already know a lot about me. I wrote these books. Actually, I did not write them. I'm the scribe, once again. These books are all written by the higher consciousness of my clients that comes through my clients when they're under hypnosis. But everything that comes through, and I didn't realize this until later, comes through in this weird way where I feel like I'm on some magical ride. Like I never decided I wanted to learn about Atlantis or any of this stuff. I never even thought about writing these books. I mean, all this stuff has happened to me in a way that felt like it was by accident. Just like I'm sure with you guys, if you look back on your life, it just feels like almost like everything is so set up. I mean, I did not want to do any of this stuff. So I'm going to tell you how I really got into writing my books, and it happened by accident. So at the time, I wanted to take the level 3 class. So I'm a QHHT practitioner, and that's what I do. It's my day job. Always like straight out of hypnosis. I was like, we should, all have shirts, straight out of hypnosis. And basically, I wanted to become a master in that field. So there was a class that was all of a sudden in Florida, and I wanted to take it to become a master in the QHHT. And I needed a volunteer on the spot to regress that person and videotape them and take that to this class. So I asked my friend Jen, and this is my friend Jen, who I'd been friends with for over 10 years. And when I asked her if she would be my volunteer, I instantly regretted it because this person here, she didn't believe any of this stuff. She was actually worse than my husband. Like, she not only did she not believe in it, but anytime I would try to bring up, spiritual things, she would just say things like, oh, that makes me uncomfortable. So, she was one of those friends. So the fact that I asked her was a weird thing. It just sort of like came out of my mouth, and I regretted it. It was like one of those like, oh my God, why? And then it was too late, where you're just like, was that me speaking? Because I knew she didn't believe in it. The only thing she was really into was Esther Hicks. I wouldn't say into it. The only thing she accepted. She said, maybe there's something to this, ask and it's given. Maybe, there's something to the law of attraction. That was it. So she agreed. She said, okay, let me back up. So I told her what I was doing, and then I was like, can you be my volunteer? And I told her, look, you can find out about anything. You can find out who you really are. You can find out your true purpose, and you can even heal yourself if you have any physical issues. And she just looked at me, and her jaw dropped, and she said, that's what you do? Oh my God, okay. First of all, I told you guys, I had been friends with her for 10 years, okay? 10 years. And I was like, yes, that's what I do. But actually, I said it nicer. I was like, yeah. And she said, yes, I would definitely be your volunteer because I haven't told anyone, but I'm suffering from this brain condition called pseudotumor cerebri. And basically, it was this flooding of her spinal fluid in her brain, and it was causing all kinds of issues. There was a huge threat of her having a stroke, and she was losing vision almost completely out of her left eye. She just hadn't told anyone, but she not only was in shock, she was very depressed about this, but she was working really closely with a team of specialists, and she didn't really want anyone to know because she was a teacher at our kids' school. So she said, yes, I'll do anything. So she was working really closely with specialists because they had her on really heavy-duty medication, and they said there's absolutely no cure for this, but you may live 20 more years. And she is here, 32. And she had young children, so she was like, I'm desperate. So in our first session, I just think it's going to be a regular regression. I regress her, and then all of a sudden, she starts recounting in so much detail this ancient civilization. Like, it was amazing because her recollection was so vivid. I mean, she could even hear what the birds sounded like and tell me every detail about the birds. She could tell me about like her living accommodations, what the society was like. So she was first recounting the society in the ancient South Pacific area. She could tell that the women were the leaders there, which is really interesting because the more work I've done on ancient civilizations, it seems that women were the natural leaders. Well, in this society, well, you want to know why? It's really fascinating. Because in a woman, we used to be able to pass through our subconscious mind, or just pass through our subconscious, information about plants. That would be really important. So we would actually be able to communicate with plants, and they would tell us what remedies came from each plant. And we would pass that down to our daughters. So because of this important knowledge, and also which plants were hallucinogenic and things like that, women were the natural leaders of the ancient cultures. You'll find this in every ancient culture when you go through people's memories, or like I do. So she remembered it was a matriarchal society, and then she remembered that, people were extremely compassionate. She didn't notice any judgment or really any fighting. It was just really beautiful in this society, and it was in the South Pacific, and she could tell me like any detail I wanted to know. She was just so vivid and clear in this past life regression. So then she noticed there were these visitors that started showing up, and these visitors were people, but they were highly advanced. And they showed up in these travel spheres that were using like a propulsion mechanism. So what these travel spheres used was that it would suck up the energy all around us into these fans, and when it would come up through the fan, it would propel the ship, kind of thing. And when it landed, then you would be able to see who was in it. It had some really advanced stealth technology. When the people got out, they had really highly advanced technology for their outfits. It would regulate their body temperature. It was really interesting, she said. Well, they wanted something from her society, and when they couldn't get it, they took her as a prisoner and made her watch as they destroyed the whole civilization. What she watched them do was they set off in rifts under the ocean atomic-like devices. They had nuclear power, and they created these tidal waves that destroyed the whole civilization. And then they took her, and she was a prisoner in this highly advanced place where they were using stem cell research, and they were cloning organs. We came later to understand that these two places were Lemuria and Atlantis. Now keep in mind, this friend of mine, she doesn't have any background knowledge on these places. She never believed in them, had no idea. So after that first past life that we're looking at, I asked her higher consciousness, why did you show her this lifetime of all lifetimes? You could have shown her anything. And they said, the two of you decided before coming into this life that you would uncover this information. You guys said, we will get together. The evolution of the planet is such that it's ripe for this information to come back again into the consciousness, that it had to sit for thousands and thousands of years because you were not ready yet. You decided that if this would be the time, you will uncover this and share this with the world. I thought, oh, well, whatever.
It's kind of dark, but see all people. So I'll start this again when they start talking and starting to do the CE5. Okay, let's see here. So last night, I didn't video last night because we were all in our circle. We were doing the meditations. Everything was going great. And then it started raining. So we got rained out. And so no UFOs last night. We'll try again tonight. But this is where I'm staying in this nice condo here. And if you take that little path right over there, it takes you right to the campus, although to drive it takes a mile. But it's a beautiful day. We've got some clouds in the mountains right there. Beautiful town of Crestone. So getting ready to go to the second day, and I'm gonna have fun. We just got together. Here's the crowd, good amount of people. Having a really good time. Met a lot of really cool people.
Information back. This is what all the indigenous cultures did. But you might also start to notice that different weeds will start to grow. Don't cut these weeds down. Look into what they are first, because they're actually responding to you. So whatever's starting to grow after you start to make this connection will be for you for a reason. And another thing the higher self has said is that we need to start learning how to develop our ability to process subtle energies. A lot of you guys are already doing that and are super sensitive, but we need to really understand that there's so many subtle energies that we could tune into. So essentially we're like a radio tower, and we're starting to fine tune our radio tower. And if we can start to receive messages that are really subtle, there are subtle layers of information and messages, we will also start to understand that we're being given information nonstop. And to develop these subtle, to develop our ability to process the subtle energy is going to take some time, they said. As people start to become more online and they're more tuned up, it'll start to shift where more and more people will be having these experiences. But what's really interesting is if you go to, like, say some of these places where the subtle energies are stronger, you could really feel that the energy of that place is communicating with you. So crystals, I mean, one thing people are always being told is to connect with crystals. Crystals can really help you, but you are the one that has the power, and you give the crystal its assignment. Like, you tell the crystal what it's supposed to do. You are the powerful one, but crystals can really help you manifest. One time I had this client, and she was asking about something she really wanted, and her higher self said, well, her crystals are working subtly in the background. If she just spent more time with them and harnessed them and asked them, they would help her manifest this. So I thought that was interesting. Like, it made me think, are my crystals just working in the background of my house? Like, what are they doing there,
So I'm going up to the Stupa of Enlightenment. Let me see if this is the Stupa of Enlightenment. I go hike on up there. You can see it right over there. Can you see it? There it is. see all these cars around here, but I don't see anybody. So beautiful around here. I need to turn this around. I think I'll sit here and just kind of close my eyes for a minute, and I'll be back. So I sat here and meditated for about 20 minutes. I don't have a lot of time. I got to go into town and get a couple things. And it's just so beautiful and peaceful here. You can absolutely feel the energy. So if any of you watching this can ever get up here to Crestone, you need to come out here and come on up here and do a little meditation. This is called the Stupa of Enlightenment, and it tells a little bit about this place. So I'm gonna go run into town, and then I am going to go for our second night of the CE5, and hopefully we'll have luck, and hopefully this weather won't pour on us. I'll see you there. So we're here early before everybody else gets here, so we get a good spot. There's mosquitoes everywhere, but I wanted to show you this area. They got it all shaved. They got it all mowed down. And look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Sorry.
There are mosquitoes everywhere. They're trying to eat me. But anyway, this is just beautiful here. I'm going to go get back inside before I get eaten alive. And I left my mosquito repellent sitting on my desk. Great. Well, we're out here, and I don't have a good light on my camera, so there's people all around. Okay, it's the last day of the conference. Darn it, this has been wonderful. If you want to go and support Sarah and Paula's website is starworksusa.com, and Sarah's website is theholistichypnotist.com, and you can find their events. And if you need a QHHT session, I'm in Thornton, Colorado, and my website is hypnosisandhealing.net. Thanks. Bye.